A draft report from the United Nations Climate Science Advisory Panel is the most exhaustive scientific review ever compiled of how global warming impacts the planet, ecosystems, and ourselves. The mammoth 4,000-page document by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, seen exclusively by international news agency AFP, warns that unless warming is rapidly capped, some of the damage done to our planet may become irreversible. Here are 10 key takeaways from the draft report. Cascading risks. Climate change is already impacting humans and the planet, presenting systemic and cascading risks for all aspects of future development. Most vulnerable. While the world's most vulnerable communities will be hit hardest, developed nations also face increased threats from extreme heat, water scarcity, and rising seas. Worst to come. Decisions made today to ensure a rapid global reduction in greenhouse gas emissions and sustainable development can attenuate impacts, but many damages to human health, development, and the natural world are unavoidable. The worst is yet to come, the report warns. Species extinction. Extreme weather events enhanced by global warming are accelerating the demise of land, freshwater, and ocean species. Current extinction rates are more than 1,000 times higher than just 70 years ago. Many ecosystems are already near or beyond their ability to adapt to the warming world. Health impacts. Climate change and biodiversity loss are the biggest threats to human life in the 21st century. Rising temperatures, air pollution caused by burning fossil fuels, and extreme weather will all directly impact communities, while warming will expand the geographical range of vector-borne diseases such as malaria and dengue fever. Irreversible impacts. Warming for decades or more above 1.5 degrees Celsius, the most ambitious temperature goal of the Paris Climate Accord, will cause progressively serious centuries-long and in some cases, irreversible impacts to humans and ecosystems. Food ecosystems. Climate change is already harming global food systems, having decreased major crop yields by 4 to 10%. By mid-century, an additional 80 million people could be at risk of hunger and hundreds of millions undernourished despite greater socio-economic development. Coastal cities. Coastal cities will bear the brunt of rising temperatures and rising seas. Climate risks will affect an additional 2.5 billion people by 2050, with hundreds of millions facing water scarcity and 1.7 billion more exposed to severe heat in a world that has warmed 2 degrees Celsius over pre-industrial levels. Systemic change. Only immediate and sustained efforts for transformative systemic change of how humans power, feed, and shelter themselves will rein in climate change, which is accelerated by overconsumption and misuse of natural resources. Every decimal counts. Every percent of each degree of warming counts. The difference in threat level to species, ecosystems, and human well-being is significantly smaller at 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming than 2 degrees Celsius. But many impacts will hit well before century's end, even if temperature rise is capped at 1.5 degrees Celsius.